IPRT is very excited to finally see the Criminal Justice Rehabilitative Periods Bill 2018, first introduced by Senator Lynn Ruane in the Seanad in 2018, finally on the Dáil Order paper this Thursday and will be sponsored by Deputy Gary Gannon. This piece of legislation has the ability to transform lives. We in IPRT hear from people all of the time about how their convictions hold them back. Every time they have to fill out an application form for a job, for housing, for insurance, they have to relive some of the darkest days that they've had and relive all of their mistakes, even though it could be years, decades since those happened. So we are genuinely delighted that the government will not oppose this bill, that it is due to pass second stage, and we hope the momentum can keep going to see this law finally enacted to change lives.
I suppose why this bill is so important to me is that it would help people move away from that secondary punishment of being punished again for a crime they've done and already paid their dues to society, and living in that stigma, living in the guilt, living in the shame. You know, my own journey is affected me going for certain jobs. Even when you go for a job, you're revealing your past, and you have to you have to relive that over and over again, what you've done, and even though you've paid your debt to society. And I suppose for me, working with young people over the past numerous years, and I see them making unhealthy lifestyle choices of picking up criminal convictions for personal drug use, and how that affects them later on in life and follows them right through and continues to be punishing them all the way through, even though they're very young, like myself, very young, making silly decisions and still being punished. You know, I'd be glad to see this bill pass through.
My name is Dr. Joe Garrahy, and I'm an Associate Professor of Criminology at Maynooth University, and I've researched in this area for many years. This bill has the potential to be one of the most meaningful reforms in a decade. Disclosing a conviction is a requirement that asks people to retell and often relive one of the lowest points of their lives simply to access employment or education or another element of life. Where there is a wider range of convictions that can become spent, there is an acknowledgement that people can and have changed, and this is reflected in how they engage with our community. The stigma of a criminal conviction haunts people in many aspects of their lives for many years. There's a fear of judgment that comes with this, and this often deters people from considering education or employment opportunities, let alone actually applying for them. This can further marginalise people and actually can make our society less safe. This bill represents an opportunity to tackle that stigma and fear practically and progressively with official recognition by expanding fairer access to spent convictions.
For us, this is a transformative step in improving the lives of those that we work to support. When people are making real efforts to change their lives, when they've demonstrated the change that they've made, this allows them to move forward with dignity, with stability, and without being defined indefinitely by their past convictions. Through the broadening of range of convictions that can be spent, by introducing a fair proportional rehabilitation periods, this bill is an important step forward in removing the long-standing barriers to education, employment, training, and full participation in community life. It allows people to be more than the sum of their convictions, and it allows them to be defined by who they are today, not who they were in their past.